Hi guys, and welcome back to eGroup. Josh just delivered an awesome word about comparing selfishness and servanthood.
Yeah.
So we're going to be unpacking it a little bit, and we've got some awesome activities outlined for you to do at home. So just a reminder, you might need to pause our video quickly. You might want to go and get a journal and a pen or something you can draw or write on. Get your coloured pencils if you have them. So we'll be back in just a second. We'll let you run and do that.
Awesome. In eGroup, we have a sharing culture, and it's a safe space. So if you're with your mum or dad, your siblings, know that you can talk about what's going on in your world and be real. It's an awesome opportunity for us to actually open up about what's going on in our life and actually be others focused and not so self-centered and keep things to ourselves. So,
all right, let's get into it, guys. So here's the thing, sometimes it's actually really hard to even know we're selfish. We might think that we're living a really others-focused life, but actually other people are looking in and thinking, uh-oh. So here's a good activity that you can do at home to kind of see where you're at. And the thing is, it will change seasonally. So while you might be doing a really good job during lockdown of being others focused, there might be another time in your life where you forget about it a bit and start to internalize. So you can actually do these activities at any point to do a bit of a heart check-in with God about how you're going.
So good.
So what's going to happen is I want you to draw a tally chart like this. And on one side, you're going to write servant, and on the other side, you're going to write selfish. Now, Josh is going to read to us some statements, and if you think you do pretty good at it, you're pretty servant-hearted, you'll put a nice tally check under servant. But if you think, oh, if I'm honest, and remember, no one's going to see it except for you and Jesus, then put a tick here. Because we want to be honest and see what are the areas that we can work on. So Josh, do you want to read to us our first point?
Yeah, so our first point is I spend a lot of time criticizing myself.
Wow, that's an interesting thought. So if they agree that they do criticize themselves a lot, where should they put a tally check?
They should put that under selfish.
All right, if I'm honest, sometimes I am pretty self-critical, so I'm going to agree and put a tick there, unfortunately. What's the next one for selfishness?
The next one is I'm really good at complaining about things that I don't agree with.
Oh, okay. Do I complain a lot? Do I complain a lot, Josh? I can complain sometimes. Uh-oh, Michelle's getting a lot of tallies under selfish. What's the next one?
The next one is I don't have a lot of meaningful friendships or relationships in my life.
Actually, I think I do have a lot of meaningful friendships, so I don't need to put a tally for this one. What's the next one, Josh?
I'm easily offended by little things.
Do I get easily offended? Or it depends on the day, but I think I'm generally pretty good, so I'm not going to put a tally for that one.
That's great.
So the question is, guys, how many did you get out of 4? Josh read out 4 different statements that could have earned you tallies under selfish. Can we move on to servant-hearted now?
We sure can. So the servant-hearted one, the first one is I intentionally make time for others and put effort into my friendships.
Well, Josh, I run an eGroup. I love coming to church and kids, so I think Michelle can get a tally for that one. I think I do that.
Awesome. All right, the second one is I often do things for others without expecting anything in return.
Oh, I do, but actually, if I'm honest, Josh is probably better at that than I am, so I'm not going to give myself a tally check for that one.
All right, and the third one is I'm kind to people that are not kind to me just because I love people.
That's true. I am very kind to people, I think. Would you say I'm kind to people, Josh?
I think you are.
Yes, I got a tick for that one. And what about the last one, Josh?
The last one is I encourage different people.
I think I'm pretty encouraging. Yay,
Awesome.
I get to get a tick here too.
So good.
So good, guys. So if I didn't have all of my extra exemplary tallies, then I think I got 3 out of 4 here, but I also got 2 out of 4 here. So even I have a lot of work to do. Josh, I'm sure if you did it too, you'd probably have some room for improvement as well, right?
I think so.
Very interesting. So how about you pause this video for a moment? Have a think about what were the ones that I had to tick here, or what are the ones that I wasn't able to tick over here. Have a think about why it might be that way, and how about you pray and ask that for the remainder of this e-group, God would help to open your heart to reveal the things that He needs to reveal and help journey with you towards being a more servant-hearted person.
All right, good job on that activity, guys. Now, how do we know if we're being selfish?
That's tricky.
Great activity for you guys to do. If you have a piece of paper, go grab a piece of paper. What I want you to do is I want you to roll it up like this.
Good rolling, Josh.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick there. And so we have a little telescope here. But what this symbolizes is tunnel vision. When we look through this, we're actually blinded to our surroundings. And that's what a selfish life is like. When we look through this, we can't see anything else other than what is at the end of it. Or if we were to put it up to a mirror, all we'd see is ourselves.
Oh.
And it's so important that we don't have tunnel vision in life, that we actually are worried and concerned about others and actually have a wider visual span.
So good.
Yeah, and it's also, it can be, when it's like this and you're looking at yourself in a mirror through a tunnel, selfishness can become quite lonely and you'll find yourself not having a lot of friends, not having a lot of people to talk to. So it's so important that we ask God, hey God, how can I be more selfless and be more of a servant so that my vision is not on myself and on other people, and that way people want to be involved in my world a whole lot more.
So good, Josh, so good. I want to make sure I have lots of friends, so I'm going to check that and I think, what is my tunnel focus?
Yeah.
But hey, here's another activity that you can do at home to start to kind of unpack where you're at with this topic.
So good.
This is my beautiful piece of paper. What I want you to think about is some of the people that you admire the most for the way that they live.
Yeah.
Maybe they are always going out of their way to spend time or encourage others.
So good.
It could be a parent, it could be a leader or a teacher, or maybe even an awesome friend or sibling that you have.
Right.
What I want you to do is spend maybe 1 minute jotting down on your piece of paper all of the things they do to serve others. We call these things acts of service. So I did a bit of a brainstorm earlier, and here are the things that I came up with. I know that the reality is that the people who are others focused, they are willing to spend their money on others.
That is true.
I mean, maybe you don't have a job yet, but spending money could be as simple as when you get $10 from your parents, deciding, actually, I'm going to make sure $1 of that goes to the church. And then maybe $2 I'm going to buy my little brother a treat because he's not looking that happy today.
Yeah,
and then I still get $7 for myself. That's pretty awesome. But I feel much better about myself knowing that I've served both the church and I've served God ultimately and my little brother as well.
So good.
Money. Hard conversations. That's a bit of a funny one to put on there, but actually I know the people that care the most about me, that are the most others focused, are willing to have hard conversations. Sometimes we don't like it when our parents choose to explain to us why something that we did wasn't right. But if they weren't willing to, it would be because they actually didn't love us that much. When you love someone, you want to help to make them the best person that they can be. So I'm really grateful that people are willing to go through maybe an awkward conversation with me in order to see the best Michelle come forward.
Great.
Obviously, a little love heart. I think that people that are others focused have a lot of love. I already talked about it, but being encouraging. They share words that lift me up. they're available anytime. There's nothing else that they would rather be doing than helping others. They're available and they're great listeners. So they don't spend the whole time talking. They choose to hear where I'm coming from.
So good.
And I love surprises. I know that people who are others focused just love bringing joy and unexpected lift to people's worlds around them.
So
That's
good.
my little brainstorm. We'll give you a minute. How about you write down on your piece of paper all the things that the people in your world who are others focused have done for you.
Great.
So earlier Josh was talking about how we can tell if we're others focused. And actually this one here, noink, and this one here are some of the biggest indicators of where our heart's at. What's our time being spent doing? And where are we putting our treasure, our gifts, our talent, and our tithe? So here's what I want you to do as a final activity, but I've got one extra bonus for my massive kids. So this is the last one for everybody. I want you to draw up, or maybe ask mum or dad to print you out, just a simple week schedule. On the top you can have the day. I've listed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And down the side I put the time, 9 a.m. in the morning all the way through till 6 p.m.
Great.
Now what I want you to do is just a really simple brainstorm of how you spend your time every week. So I've kind of pretended that I still go to school, and I said from 9 till 3 p.m. I'm working hard at school. That's why there's a big arrow. So all of that time is spent at school. And then maybe I have dancing or swimming. Maybe mum and dad run an eGroup. And there's different things that are happening in the evening too. I want you to see, if you brainstorm where all your time is spent, maybe this is actually not swimming, but it's gaming. This one's actually not doing my devotions or running an eGroup, but it's running around outside. 3 hours of running. Who knows what it might be, but I want you to brainstorm and see, am I actually making time in my schedule for other people? Where do I plan to reach out to a friend? Where do I plan to call up my grandma? Where do I plan to bless my friends at school with my lunch? If we started actually putting time aside, not just for others, but also for our relationship with God, we'd find that we start living a much more others-focused life. Others-focused life. That's hard to say. Others-focused life. Try and say that 5 times fast. Hey, we'll see you back in about 2 minutes. If you can spend some time just drafting that one up. It might take you a little bit longer than that, but if you're in Massive, I want to see you in 2 minutes' time.
Awesome, guys. Good job on your timetables there for the week. Now for massive, I know some of us have social media. We might have Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, the whole lot, TikTok now. But it's so important that is a representation of who we are.
Good.
Now, if I challenge you right now to open up your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever it is, and to look at the home page, what does that look like? Are you with friends as spreading hope, sharing about God? Or are there maybe some things that shouldn't be on there? Maybe some words you shouldn't be saying, or maybe some mean things towards people that are aimed at different people that shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
How can you this week change that, get rid of that stuff, and actually start spreading hope on that environment and not sharing a whole lot of other trash?
Yeah, because especially at this time where we can't physically see people, social media is our best tool to be others focused.
It is.
It could be a post you put up on your Instagram story that just brings a bit of encouragement to your followers, or it could be a post you do, it could be a voicemail that you send. But let's be really intentional. If we have access to some of those different kinds of medias, that we make sure we're using it as a tool to serve others, not to be selfish or to try and look great ourselves, but to make sure that we're using it as a platform to promote Jesus.
Yeah, great.
So as we wrap up today, how about you spend a couple of moments considering what really stood out to you today from eGroup?
Great.
You could pray about it with the Holy Spirit, or if your parents or siblings are there, they could cover you in prayer as well.
Awesome.
We can't wait to see you next week. See you later, guys.